Good afternoon, Fabio Donetti for the Musings of Winston, covering the week of August 2nd to August 6th. And obviously, the big thing was the employment report that we had on Friday, 943,000 new jobs. Also, they review the numbers of June higher. So, very positive number above expectations and more or less putting us in course for maybe some action on the Fed. Probably early. The Fed wants to see more consistency in the numbers, but clearly a positive number. On that note, we have new records for the S&P. Dow Jones up 0.8% to 35,208, S&P up 0.9% to 4436, and the Nasdaq gained 1.1% to 14,835. So clearly good numbers, good record. We kind of finished the main reporting of the companies on Q2, and as we've been talking the prior weeks, very good earnings on the companies. Most of them above expectations. It was a tough comparison because remember we were comparing with Q2 of last year, which was the center of the COVID pandemic. So it was difficult for the analysts to make the numbers on the recovery. However, those numbers for the most part were easily, I want to say, beat by the companies in top line and bottom line. But most important, most of the big companies, the leading companies, show themselves to be very optimistic over the second half of the year. So that was very interesting, very positive. And the other thing is that because of that, the multiple of the S&P went down. It went from 23 to 21. So although the market did a record, the multiple went down. The price earnings forward went down, which is a good sign. It's a good cushion for investors that we are trading now at a lower multiple because the companies reported great numbers. On other things, China authorities now want to talk to the SEC because the SEC says we're not going to process any more Chinese IPOs the way things are going. We want more clarity on what's going on there. And as you know, the Chinese government, the Communist Party, basically have started this inquiry in different sectors, transportations, food, gaming, tutoring, for different reasons, almost like a witch hunt. We've been out of China. We've been saying that we don't want to be in places when the government has too much power on an unilateral fashion. So that's kind of where we are. And we'll see, this is a story that just started, is our guess, and we will see more to come and see how the companies will try to respond and accommodate to that. On COVID, the Delta variant is keep growing. In the US, the numbers doubled with respect to the prior week. In places like Japan and some other places, there are new records of infections from the beginning of COVID. So clearly, it's an issue. However, for those vaccinated, it's not a major situation, and that's what the market thinks. And then you have people that are unvaccinated and for one reason or another don't want to get vaccinated. And this number is significant in most parts of the world. But the market thinks, listen, there is a solution. If you don't want to take it, it's your problem. Companies do have the right to require vaccination. And the governments are trying to see what's the best solution to do. In the US now, there is a recommendation to do a booster shot as we go into the winter for those people over 60. And some other countries like Israel are already doing it. So again, on one side, bad news because it's spreading quickly, like wildfires. On the other hand, there is those who are vaccinated are at a very low risk of hospitalization or death. So that's positive for on that side. We had Robin Hood, as we say, the meme party just started. These are the guys who invented the meme. They have become themselves a new meme. This is going to be a wild party and a wild ride. And our recommendation is, if you want to participate, be our guest, enjoy. Now, be sure that you leave the party before the police show up, because it will happen. At some point, the police will show up, the party will finish, and it's not going to be fun. But in the meantime, it could be a very interesting ride, which, as we say, it has just started. What do we have this coming week? Mainly two big numbers: CPI on Wednesday, consumer price inflation, and then producer price inflation on Thursday. And with this, we'll complete the big set of numbers that the Federal Reserve looks into. Employment that we had, and the two inflation numbers that will keep on the debate of rates. Those who think that inflation is a problem and it's structural, and those who believe or think, like the Fed, that it's just a temporary issue due to bottlenecks and interruptions in the supply chain.
Either way, for now the market believes on the Fed 1.7 on rates. We even saw 1.2 I'm sorry 1.6 on rates. So there is not really the market right now is not too worried about inflation. But again, we will see it. We will have some solid evidence this come Wednesday and Thursday. That's all we have. We'll connect like always 8:30 live from New York, talking to our clients interactive via Zoom. Have a great week.